Hello everyone. I hope you guys are able to see me. I have just opened my video. Just type in yes if you are able to see me because I'm not able to understand. Anyways, I will just start talking. So, welcome back everybody. I am doing this live almost after 2 months. I was in India. I was planning to do a live from there, but where I was, there was some sort of a connectivity issue. So two, three times I postponed that thought and that never happened. So that's perfectly okay. Here we are again live. And I have again received lots and lots of questions to answer. So I would straightway start answering the question. So the first question is um, since being on somebody is asking, since being on this journey, I have grown and changed in so many positive ways. I have made tremendous changes in my ability to take things less personally, and I have far fewer expectations of others. I'm having intuitive dreams, and I'm making time for spiritual practices and time to spend in nature daily. In spite of that, my health and finances keep getting worse and I don't know how to manage anymore. How am I supposed to embody my divinity when I feel completely powerless? It's a very good question. And I think we all go through this specific phase in our spiritual awakening process. So, somewhere I feel that you are obviously on your spiritual path. You are kind of um, trying to remain in tuned with your higher self and your spiritual path and journey. Also, trying to be inwards and introspect and whatever it is. But there is this time where things are yet not got into the place, right? So there is this thing that many times when we are pulled out of the matrix and we get started on our spiritual path, we usually struggle to ground ourselves, right? We are not able to be in the matrix. Most of the things feel like meaningless. You lose your interest in your job or career or anything that you were doing, money, fame, recognition. You would start kind of withdrawing from these things. And especially in this specific stage, you will have this struggle of how to earn money, how to keep up with your matrix life. One thing, and of course, it's definitely going to be challenging. I'm not saying it's a cakewalk. You will have to pave your way forward with some sort of a trial and error. But somehow, I feel that you need to start grounding yourself as well. That okay, it's good that you told that you have made this effort to spend your time in nature daily. Somewhere I feel having this acceptance that you are in the matrix and matrix life is also important. This is a very thin line between two sides of the same coin. I would say that when you start spiritually awakening, you would start getting drifted towards the higher vibration, higher dimension, and you lose your grasp in the 3D world. So that is what is happening with you. And somewhere you just become aware of it, that you have to grasp yourself back into the matrix as well. It's equally important. Whatever you're doing in your 5D or whatever high vibrational experiences or progress you are making, it is very, very important to anchor it into the earthly life. That is why we are here in the physical body. So somewhere I feel you are not accepting that somewhere. You are only getting drifted away in your spiritual journey or your spiritual experience. Coming to health, I'm particularly talking about finances. When it comes to health, you are going to have health issues because you are purging, your energy body is really going through a lot. Many dense issues that we are purging while we are awakening spiritually are purged with certain health issues. So, depending upon the intensity of what sort of energy is suppressed inside you, you will experience a disease or a terminal disease or a normal health issue, or its intensity. The issues intensity will be decided according to how much dense energy you have suppressed in your energy body. So if you are going through health issues, don't run away from those issues, just face them, because ultimately you are going to purge all that suppressed energy out of your energy body. Know that you are in the phase of transition, so don't feel bad that, oh, what sort of a bad state I am in. You are definitely progressing on your spiritual journey, and you are into the state of transitioning into a more purer energy body or clearer energy body. But as you are purging it, it is a painful process. Obviously, it's not easy. So that's what you need to understand and accept. Like, this financial challenges and everything is going to be right now there, but know that once you purge all these things, you will start seeing the clearer path, and you will find different avenues to manage your finances and stuff like that. Just believe that right now. That's all I can say for that question. Then Jassi has asked how to differentiate between telepathy with my twin flame and just my mind chatter. How do I identify that what thoughts I'm getting is telepathy and not my mind made story? Is there any way I can have telepathic communication with my twin flame? Um, Again, interesting question. I feel that the telepathy between twin flames is very natural. You don't even have to make the effort to have that sort of a telepathy with your twin flame. However, the intensity of that telepathic communication may vary pair to pair, because if you are energetically disaligned with each other in a very big way, there are energetic blocks. So the telepathic communication also gets blocked. So if you are completely disaligned and resenting each other, or not really emotionally or energetically aligned in whatever percentage, the percentage of your disalignment is higher, the lesser telepathy you will experience. But the more you start getting aligned with them, even when they are not in contact with you, they are not talking to you, that energetic alignment or some sort of emotional alignment will start bringing that clear communication, telepathic communication between both of you. Eventually it naturally exists, but whatever energy blocks you are having in between is kind of blocking that connection. So you don't have to make some extra effort to feel telepathy with your twin flame. It's all about clearing your blockages, mental blockages, your anger, your resentment, what you hold for your twin flame. Once that starts getting clear, I think that telepathy will be way much more clear in your head. Coming to this doubt whether this is your mind chatter or not, you will have to bit experiment with that, because everybody does not receive telepathic messages exactly the same way the other person is receiving. Everybody will have their own ways to receive telepathy. For me, sometimes it's just my knowing, it's not that I'm actually communicating with my twin flame with words and there is some language being used. It is just that I know, I'm just having that inner knowing or inner feeling what is happening on the other side. That also is a part of telepathy. So you don't have to dissect the telepathy that is happening with you only with the language that you're talking to yourself. That's first comment. Secondly, if you are getting into this doubt whether this is your mind chatter or not, somewhere I feel try not to think about that, because the moment you start doubting that I am just imagining things, I am doing my own mind chatter, your ego self is coming there, you are rationalizing everything. So whatever flow, whatever energy flow you are naturally able to achieve, to receive the telepathic communication is getting blocked because of all these questions. So try not to think of this imagination or your mind chatter. Even if, just accept that it's okay if it is your mind chatter. You just want to explore, you just want to learn, you just want to see what unfolds if you are actually listening to what is coming to you. It is all about your trial and error. You will not get it in one day. So experiment with it. I am sure you will reach somewhere in that experimentation. That's what I have to say on that question. Then someone is asking, do looks matter in twin flame journey? I know the answer is no, but when divine masculine is surrounded by so many beautiful women friends, I guess it may take a long time for him to acknowledge the beauty of this journey and thereby his divine feminine, as she may be in her looks. Okay, that's an interesting question. Um, there are two, three layers to this answer. Okay, first is that I feel that when souls, when that soul recognition happens, the soul is recognizing another soul as their counterpart or whatever it is by its vibe, right? By its energy. It's not that somebody liking somebody by their looks or their personality is coming or happening from your ego mind. Your ego mind has these ideas or expectations that your partner should look like this, or you specifically get attracted to a specific type of look, or you have your own ideas of how your romantic partner should look like, and you get only attracted to those type of people with having some sort of a specific look, right? All this is happening on the ego level. But when it comes to a twin flame connection, even when your twin flame is not at all your type, not at all, like completely different personality than you ever thought your romantic partner would be, you would still get extremely attracted to your twin flame, and you will not know why. There have been so many examples like that I have come across, where when they met their twin flame, that person was not at all their type, not by looks, not by age, not by what they expected them to be in a social circles, or by their education, or in any other parameter. Nothing matches, but still that soul vibe will let you know that okay, this is something really special, or you will naturally get attracted to that person. So do looks matter in a twin flame journey? From whatever I am telling you from this perspective, not at all. It won't really matter in any way. However, this particular wound or this particular belief system is challenged by your twin flame's presence, because as we all know that your twin flame is your spiritual facilitator. Your spirit twin flame will facilitate your journey for your spiritual awakening. Obviously they are going to trigger you on all those things where you are holding some sort of blocks or wounds. So if you are experiencing this particular fear that my twin flame is surrounded by so many beautiful women, and because of that you feel insecure, or you feel that they will never understand you, it's showing you, this is I typically would call as twin flame mirror. He is showing you the mirror, that this is what you're holding as a wound in your heart, and this is what you need to release. So all that this experience, what you're going through, it's showing you is your third party fears, that some third party will be so much more than what I am, and that is why my twin flame will choose somebody else over me. So that fear of losing your twin flame to somebody else, this is what maybe is your core wound over here. If you are releasing this wound, even if your twin flame is surrounded by 1,000 good-looking women, you will not feel insecure. So what it is showing you is your core wound. Look into that. That's what I would say. Um, then Tanmayo is asking, is it possible to be delayed by our twin flame when it comes to performing our mission? If so, how will the twin flame register this? Okay, so when it comes to twin flame mission, as you're asking that can twin flame mission be delayed by your twin flame? I don't think so, because somewhere what you need to understand over here when it specifically coming to twin flame mission is activated between both of you. You are a single unit. What people are not able to understand or missing out, a very specific and important factor over here is that your twin flame and you are a single energetic unit. So when you are bringing on some mission, major part of your spiritual mission is together. So if you really look at your whole journey that you encountered your twin flame, you got activated, you got separated, you got into pain, you awakened, you started progressing your spiritual journey, there was this separation. All this unfolding in your life, whatever has happened because there was the activator present in your life. That was your twin flame. So since that activation and with the activator, that is your twin flame, your mission has already begun, right? The moment you came here on this planet, it was decided by your soul as your soul agenda that this is what I am going to carry as a soul, as my soul purpose or soul mission. So the moment you got activated, that mission already started, like all that pre-preparation or the foundation or whatever you want to call it, that already started the day you were activated. So you and your twin flame are integral part of that single soul mission that you are on. It doesn't matter who executes that mission in the physical. It may seem that you are in your own physical body and you are carrying a certain tasks physically because you feel the calling to do it or whatever, and your twin flame may not be physically present there with you. But does that mean that he is not a part of your mission? No. Whatever you are doing is a result of your spiritual awakening, the result of your spiritual progress, and the reason behind that progress is your twin flame. So you cannot take out your twin flame out of whatever activity or mission you're doing. So that whole thing is one package. When you come up here with this twin flame agenda and whatever soul purpose, by default your twin flame is a part of your mission. You cannot take your twin flame out. Right now my twin flame is physically not with me. He is already in the spirit. He has, without him I cannot do whatever I am doing right now. When he was here in the physical, that time also he was not physically with me all the time, but if he was not here, I was not going to be doing what I'm doing right now. So he has always been an integral part of whatever I do. Even a smallest thing I have done in this journey, without him it was not possible. So without the essence of my twin flame it was not possible, and I think it's true for everybody. So you don't have to think like this that your twin flame is delaying something. They are absolutely an active part of your mission. I hope I answered that question. When it comes to the ego mind of your twin flame, whether they are understanding this soul calling or mission, it depends pair to pair what soul agenda they came with. Some people will start to understand. Some twin flames, the matrix ones, will not really understand it too much the way you are understanding, and that's okay. I think that's a part of their soul contract. They have just designed their journey like that. Does that mean that they are lacking something? I don't think so. It's a part of their soul plan. So you don't have to judge them on that. That's what I would say. Um, then someone called M, who has really got annoyed with the whole twin flame scenario, has got a long question. Uh, they're asking if your twin flame cheats by being with somebody else and it's socially messed up, and has abused you mentally and psychology, making your life hell, and also comes again and again in your dreams and says to trust them. And in another dream, they say that you just carry on, live life, live your life happily with some third person. I'm facing hell every second. How to deal with this situation that is made worse by my twin flame? Is it the part of this divine journey? No focus. I'm not able to focus on anything, including meditation or inner work. Lots of time already wasted. Okay, I do understand, and I really pray for you so that you come out of this painful scenario. What I have to say is the many times when we are labeling a connection as a twin flame connection, we tend to dramatize it or romanticize it so much that this is the one of my life, and without this person there is nothing else that I want. Unfortunately, this connection is highly dramatized. If you are very sure that this person is your twin flame, it could be the scenario that that person is abusive, or they are exploiting you psychologically or mentally. It may happen. This is kind of a case that indicates that okay, there may be some sort of a very heavy karma between both of you in your past lives, and that is why all these things are coming up. Because overall, in a normal twin flame connection, that sort of a psychological and mental abused to extreme levels is less likely. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I have seen it happening. But I think in those pairs that the heavy karma that they are carrying from past lives is kind of showing up. So, first thing, what you need to understand here is that this whole drama that you're experiencing is the result of the karmic entanglement, whether it is your twin flame or not. Okay, so what you need to do first is you need to work on releasing that entanglement. How you would release this karmic entanglement? Only one law of releasing the karmic entanglement is to work on forgiveness. Okay, this is the first thing. And secondly, standing by yourself. So when you are forgiving somebody else, that doesn't mean that you become the doormat of that person and let the person throw whatever they want to throw at you. So first you have to have some boundary for yourself. Say no to things which are not acceptable to you. Come into your own power, come into your own zone. I know that saying this is easier said than done, but this is the only way to handle this. It may be a little challenging for you, but you have to do this. That say no to things. Don't take things that are coming from, because I am seeing a lot of people only for the sake of this whole scenario that they think that somebody is their twin flame, or maybe that person is really their twin flame, and they keep giving in to that person only for that sake, that this person is my twin flame. But you don't have to. If they are not really behaving with you in a right way and they're abusing you, you have to stand in your own power, you have to put your own boundaries, you have to come in your own divinity. So say no to everything that doesn't serve. You have to step into your own truth, your own power. That is the first thing. Secondly, set this intention to forgive this person whatever they have done. I know it's not easy, but you can start with setting the intention. At least that is a good start. That you can tell your guides that I am not in a position to forgive this person. It hurts too much. It's too much painful, but I want to. One day, whenever I can, please guide me towards that state of mind where I am able to forgive this person, if not now. At least set that intention, because these two things are going to help you to release whatever karmic entanglement you have with this person. Unless and until that happens, this equation that is right now not working between both of you is not going to resolve. As you're asking, is this a part of this divine journey? Absolutely yes. Because if you are having any sort of a heavy karmic entanglement with your twin flame, there is no way you can be in the divine union with your twin flame. You have to release that karma. So whatever experience you are going through right now is kind of showing you what you have to do. So understand that it's a part of this journey, and understand that you have to work towards releasing all this dense energy. Somewhere I also feel that you have been giving in too much of a importance to other person and just taking in whatever they throw at you. So somewhere there is a lesson for you how you can overcome this situation. Without this requirement, spiritually, the divine will not show you this situation. So yeah, it is coming in your life for a reason. As you are not able to focus on anything including meditation or inner work or whatever, it's okay. In such times you may not be able to completely focus on that. Try doing it, but if you can't, don't blame yourself. It's okay. First, I think you have to more focus on self acceptance, putting self boundary, and setting the intention to forgive your twin flame for whatever they have done. And right now, even if they are not talking to you, it's perfectly okay. I think it's the best thing to happen, because when you're processing all these things inside, it's better not to talk to them. So I hope that helps you in some way. Then Dal is asking, like, okay, there is a little story over there, that I'm a 50-year-old person, and how do I know that it's not my hormones of 7 year of widowhood, some organic feeling of pure raw connection when I met again with a person after 35 years since first our first meeting as teens in college. um, I feel that he's me and I am him. Felt high energy vibes, but he is in a relationship with another person, geographically separated for 35 years, no contact. But I dreamt him about 4 times. Dreams gave me some high energetic feel. I don't know how he feels, but I feel he feels the same. I don't know anything about him, but at 50, I feel same as I felt um, when I met him at 15, but much more strongly and deeply. At times, I heard "I love you" in my head. It's a very sweet story, Dal. I don't want to conclude this immediately as a twin flame connection, but yeah, it definitely does hold the traits of a twin flame thing, because you met at the teenage, and then you were separated for 35 years, and you again have met now, but your feelings are still stronger and growing stronger, and now also you feel like a teenager, and you have dreamt about him, and all these traits kind of indicate that yeah, it could be a twin flame. um, so, as you're asking, how do I know if it is not my hormones? No, this is nothing to do with the hormones. This is definitely some sort of a special encounter, I would say, for now, because I won't immediately say that this is a twin flame. But yeah, it does have many, many traits of being a twin flame connection. So I feel, if you haven't told him your feelings, I will suggest that put that intention. I mean, it's okay. At the age of 50, if you tell a man that, oh, I really had special feelings for you when we met, and now also surprisingly, I had the same feelings. You don't have to give it a very serious tone. Casually, you can share what you felt and see what he feels. Um, in this journey, I think the first lesson is to be yourself and not fearing to express yourself. All these societal challenges will be there, that, oh, it is not right, he's married, he's with somebody. All these ifs and buts and fears will arise in your mind. But if at all you are on this journey will definitely challenge you to come out of the societal fears. So think about it, introspect, see how you feel this idea of telling him what you feel casually. You don't have to tell him very seriously so that he starts feeling very burdened about your confrontation. No, tell him very casually and see what he says. That's what is my suggestion. All the best for your future, coming future. I'm sure it's going to unfold in a very interesting way. Alicia is asking, my male twin flame behaves so badly with the female twin. No, sorry. Why male twin flame behaves so badly with the female twin, blocks her from everywhere and completely rejects her love proposal, always go and chooses the third party. What to do with such situations? Okay. So, firstly, Alicia, it's not always okay. Only certain people will experience so it's so badly the way you're describing it. Okay, every twin flame pair is not experiencing this, but those who are experiencing this, you first have to understand that it's not the person who wants to reject you. Okay, what is the first reason, energetic dynamic you have to understand why a person is running away from you. I have also explained this particular thing in my third energy video, in the initial part of my third energy video, that twin flames are higher aspect of each other's polarity, right? Like it's a higher aspect polarity soul. So when you encounter your twin flame, you actually feel that pure energy coming from that soul. But you are wounded. You are completely vibrating at some lower end. So when you see or feel the purity or the divinity of the soul that is standing in front of you, you are not able to face it. You will, as if, if somebody really puts a very bright light on your face, you won't be able to take it, right? Like you will just try to hide behind something so that your eyes don't hurt. Exactly the same way, when their soul senses your light, they recognize you, but their physical body is not able to cope up with your energy. It's very pure with that soul recognition. And that is why it is a very natural energetic reaction of that person, that they feel like blocking you. They are not able to face you. Many times, if you really go and ask them, they will not even know the reason why they are blocking you, but they just repel from you like hell. So is it a good idea to judge them on their actions as a person, that, oh, this is a bad person, he rejected me or he doesn't care about me? No, you don't have to take these things personally. You just need to understand the energetic dynamic, why your twin flame is behaving in such a way. Yes, I do know that on a human level, it really hurts. You really feel so devastated when they block you and there is no way for you to connect to them. I know how it feels, and it is really bad. It is indescribable how bad it feels. But still, when you understand the energetic dynamic, you will know that there is no need to feel so bad. Don't take things personally. Slowly, you will be able to navigate through it in a better way. That's what I say. So it's not their rejection. They are not rejecting your love proposal. They are just energetically getting repelled from your energy. That's the only reason why they are doing this. Coming to this thing that they always choose some third party, because choosing third party is not challenging. If they go to any other normal person apart from you, that person is not holding that purest higher polarity aspect in their heart, right? So any other person is comfortable. There is no challenge over there, so it feels very comfortable to be with somebody who doesn't challenge them. Their energies are not challenged by that person. That's why most of the people will involve in third party, because that's comfortable. There is no challenge. When they stand in front of you, there is a huge challenge. They can't face you. That's one reason. And another possible reason is karma, obviously, that they do have different karmic contracts to release after this encounter and activation. So they will meet people with whom they have some sort of a karmic contract, which they have to fulfill. That's second thing. And third thing, it also could be a part of your soul agenda, that once you are activated, you are not going to remain together with your twin flame, because it's not up, the whole agenda is not about you and him being together over there. The first agenda is you need to release all the blocks that are there in your suppressed energy body. That suppression is going to purge only when you are in separation. So naturally the whole journey is designed this way, that you will be separated from your twin flame for whatever period of time, till you progress, and you till you purge whatever energy that needs to purge. So them going to somebody else is just a facade. It just looks like that they went to somebody else and they rejected you, but the real thing that is happening in your journey is that you are separated for a reason, and that reason is being sufficed by your spiritual awakening, or your kundalini awakening, or your purging process. So I would suggest you to stop blaming your twin flame, stop taking things personally, stop looking at the whole thing only from the surface, like what is the human drama that is unfolding here. That's not what you need to look at. There is a deeper layer to your journey, and that is where you need to look into. Once you start knowing and understanding the deeper layers of this journey, you would be able to easily ignore the human drama. You won't really pay attention to it. So that's what I have to say to that question. Oh my God, there are so many questions over there. Then, okay, I have to put my specs now. Um, Megha is asking, I have been on this journey for 3 years now, and I am starting to doubt if he will ever accept our connection. I haven't talked to him since then. It's hard not to reach out, but I fear if it is just imagination. Okay, so I have two, three things to say, Megha. First is the doubting the connection and doubting whether he will come back or not is absolutely normal. You will do it 1,000 times in a day. But as you progress and as you start getting integrated with your higher self more and more, I think that anxiety will reduce. But if you're feeling it, it is absolutely normal. Okay, that is first. Secondly, it has been 3 years now, and you are now doubting if he will accept or not. Let me tell you, for my twin flame to fully accept that we have a connection, it took 25, 22, or 22 to 25 years. Okay, so I don't want to make people afraid with that number. Okay, I was in a different timeline that time, and I really met my twin flame long back. So obviously, we don't have to compare my timelines with the current timeline. Current timeline is collapsing pretty fast. So I'm not saying that you are going to take 20 years to get that acknowledgement. But what my point over here is that it's not about the number of years. Okay, it's about something else, and that is, what is it that you feel in your heart for your twin flame, and what is it that you believe. That's the most important thing. Like, in all those 20 years, I also had a doubt that, am I going insane? I am so stupid. But somewhere my gut and intuition always told me that no, there will be a time when he will understand this. And he did understand it way much more in depth than I expected. So, is it possible to have this doubt and keep calculating the timing and years the way you are doing it? Yes, but you don't have. Okay, I phrased it in some different way. I wanted to say something different. I wanted to say that even if it is taking 3 years, you don't have to really question this journey. It might take more time or lesser time, uh, but how much time it is taking, don't conclude things based on that. Don't doubt because, oh, 3 years he did not accept. 3 years relatively is pretty less. So it's okay. There is nothing wrong that has happened in your journey. That's what I feel. He will, somewhere you have to have this belief that he will accept that connection. It's very important to have that belief. You haven't talked to him since then. It's hard not to reach out. I want to point that out over here. Are you by any chance just refraining yourself from reaching out of your ego, or you have decided that you will not reach out, or you are having some sort of fears? Just introspect about it, because you don't have to make this rule that you are not going to reach out. Your guides will at times even guide you to reach out. I have followed all that guidance in my journey. Whenever my guides told me to reach out to my twin flame, I did reach out to my twin flame, and those actions definitely became some major milestone in my journey. So don't decide that you are not going to reach out. Listen to your heart. If your intuition is telling you to reach out, there is no harm in reaching out. That's what I have done in my journey, and I always recommend people to listen to your heart, because there are a lot of twin flame videos, twin flame coaches that say that, oh, don't, you should not reach out, it's chasing and whatever it is. Somewhere I feel it's not about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You don't have to make a rule book like that, because that rule book comes from your ego mind. Just stay open. Don't say that I am not going to reach out. Don't say that I am going to reach out. Just stay open. Listen to your heart. Whatever your heart tells you to do, be open to do it. That's the only way to navigate through that. So uh yeah, I hope I answered that question. Then Sarana is saying, hi Pradnya, I really want to know what my twin flame is up to. He doesn't display a sign of concern. I am dead sure that he is my twin flame, but it is hard to understand when he is my ex-boss at work what to do. Always remember that when you see nothing happening in your journey, complete standstill, you don't know whether this person even exists or not. Always know that there is something very profound happening spiritually or energetically in your journey. So that's the thumb rule of this journey, that when you see or feel nothing happening in your journey, that means there is definitely something happening in your journey. So don't worry. I think this whole period of silence, what it is probably trying to teach you is that turn your focus to yourself. Many times it happens that we are so much waiting for the other party to act upon something. So our eyes are always focused on what is happening on the other side, whether that person is saying something or not. So much from them to us, our whole perspective is that. But somewhere the silence period will also make you introspect on that, and make you shift your approach the other way around. So it doesn't matter what he's doing or what he's not doing. You need to utilize this period of silence for your own spiritual progress. So try to turn inwards. And another perspective I can put over here is this also, that the duration of your separation will be decided by what you do in that separation. Many times, people get into this waiting period. Most of those who are watching tarot readings, like when my divine masculine will come back, most of them are like really hyper and restless, and seeing the stars, seeing astrology, seeing tarot, only to see when my twin flame is going to come back. So that whole approach to navigate through this journey, or to see this journey, is this, that nothing is in my control. I just am in the uncertain waiting period for my twin flame, and I don't know when he will come, whether he will come or not. So let me ask this person, let me ask that person. This approach is not going to help you in reducing that separation. So the duration of your separation will be decided by what you do in that separation. If you are putting your time into uh, you know getting information or readings or things like that, you will keep in that loop forever. But if you are focusing on yourself, you are trying to figure out what triggers you are getting in this silence period, how can you be into your own power? I think that would quicken or lessen the separation period, and your uh, the closure of that cycle in which you are processing or progressing will end quickly, because you did your work, what you were supposed to do. And many people miss out on this particular point. So I hope I answered that question. Then Alicia is asking, spiritual twins horoscope will have a yoga or a higher spiritual awakening and liberation. What is your take on this aspect? Okay, when it comes to astrology, I myself have been learning transformational past life astrology for almost a year now. And I have got a lot of insights on many things when it comes to, it's not a regular psychology. Sorry, it's not a regular astrology. I was never guided to astrology because I always felt that getting into prediction is not something that I want to go into. My guides never guided me towards predictions or anything of that sort. But when I learned about the transformative astrology, where you look at your horoscope as a blueprint, where it can unveil different types of mm, blind spots from your horoscope. What is your soul purpose? What could be your past life entanglements? All that, which you can utilize to improve upon whatever you are doing in this life. That was really interesting, and that's why I started learning. So, from that perspective, I want to say that when it comes to a horoscope of a person, whatever you have chosen as a soul agenda in this life will be reflecting in your horoscope, anyways. So, if you are a spiritual twin and you are supposed to awaken in this life, somewhere your horoscope will have some sort of a clue over there that okay, your path is going to be spiritual and you will be awakened or enlightened, or whatever level of spirituality you will attain. Somewhere that clue will be present in your horoscope, because your horoscope is the blueprint of your life. So I completely agree with that. But when it comes to this particular question, spiritual twins horoscope will have a yoga of higher spiritual awakening and liberation. Yes, it will have. And then you also asked another question, how does the matrix twin awaken? What lessons they go through? So somewhere I feel is a lot of people are comparing their twin flame journey with their twin flame. They feel that, oh, I am also awakening, so my twin flame also needs to awaken the same way. And unless they awaken, our union is not possible. So this is a complete misunderstanding. I have already done one very detailed video that is named um, How Do I Know If My Twin Flame is Awakening or Not? You can watch that video, because I have put forward certain aspects over there that every twin flame pair, the matrix twin flame is mostly working on their lower chakras, and they are grounding you in the matrix. So the person who is a spiritual twin will be working on their higher chakras. The twin in the matrix will be working on their lower chakras. So that's why we call them a matrix twin, that their job is to anchor you and to ground you and to facilitate your journey by being in the matrix. So many times the matrix twin flame does not even need to awaken. It doesn't matter if they awaken or not. Ultimately, you and them are same soul. If you are awakening, ultimately your original soul energy is progressing that way, right? So this is just a dynamic that you have chosen, that you are splitting that soul energy into two. One remains in the matrix, one remains in the higher chakras, works and awakens. Ultimately the whole soul is getting the benefits of it, right? Your twin flame, by being in the matrix, is facilitating this process in the other counterpart of himself. So if you understand this, you will stop comparing this, that if I am awakening, then my twin flame also needs to awaken. This is one perspective. Secondly, your matrix twin flame may be spiritually way more advanced than you are. They are just here to facilitate your journey. So stop thinking that you are ahead of them and they are behind you. Many times, most of the times, this is a possibility that the matrix twin will be way much more advanced than what you are. They don't need that awakening what you're going through. They already passed that soul journey in their past lives. They are here for you, to facilitate the journey for you. So don't think that they are behind and they need that awakening. They don't. It is just you who needs it. That's why they are here. um um Alisha is asking, is it a mistake of starseed twin flames to incarnate on earth and face suffering? No, starseed twin flames are volunteering here in the earth experiment, in the ascension of this planet earth. On a soul level, they very well know why they are here. um, because to really raise the vibration of this planet, you need some sort of advanced soul who has already ascended to a certain level. So the star seeds who are already advanced souls, they are not human souls. Their ascension has already happened. So they are just here and coming into their own remembrance. Um, so obviously, it's not a mistake. It's a very thoughtful, mindful, and well chosen decision from all the star seeds. And when they incarnated here, they were well aware of what all challenges they will go through. So it's not a mistake. And another thing is, face suffering is, it's not suffering actually. They know that they are soldiers. They are absolutely spiritual soldiers. They are choosing families who need healing. They are getting born in those particular families, awakening, purging so many karmic entanglements, and eventually they are also releasing a lot of karmic lineage that is spread across generationally. So there are many spiritual volunteers like that, who are healers, light workers, and by going through that pain, because that their ability to process that pain is way much more higher than a normal soul. So I don't want to put things in a hierarchy over here. I'm not saying that one soul is lesser than anybody else. I'm not saying that. But I am talking right now in the context of star seeds. That star seeds are already ascended souls and they know what they are doing here. So they are not suffering, or even if they are suffering, they are well capable of going through that suffering because of some higher purpose. So don't look at that whole phenomena that way. Then Shreya is saying, I feel my focus is shifting towards him rather than being on me. I do all my daily activities, but back of my mind, his thoughts are always there 24/7. How do I reduce that mental attention I give? Um, I can suggest you one thing. First is that you know that you are having that mental thought of your twin flame. And somewhere, some part of you is kind of trying to resist that, because you feel that, oh, it's not right to pay so much attention to your twin flame. So there is a resistance over there. So first is accept. It's okay. You don't have to put any sort of a right and wrong sort of a parameter over here. If you feel him, accept that you are feeling him. Is there anything wrong in feeling him? No, not at all. So first is your acceptance. The moment you accept that it is okay to feel him, most of your resistance and the negative energy inside your heart will go away. That's the first thing you have to do. And second thing is, make sure that you pay complete 100% attention to that connection. Pay attention to that energy that you feel of your twin flame. If you want, spare 10-15 minutes in isolation only to talk to him, whoever you are talking to in 5D, that third energy or whatever you can call. Build that connection, say hi, hello, how are you, good morning, mm, express whatever you want to express, and tell him that okay, now our talk time is over, now I have to focus on my work. If you are accepting that connection, you are accepting that energy wholeheartedly. You give the needed time to that energy, talk to them, establish that amazing love bond that you already have with your twin flame. Spend 10 minutes and then focus on your work. I can guarantee you, you will be able to deal with the connection also. You will not have any resistance over there. You will have all the love and very amazing alignment with your twin flame in 5D, and you will be able to focus on your life. There is some sort of a trial and error over here. I'm not saying that okay, today I tell you this and from tomorrow you will smoothly be able to handle that. You will have to do some sort of experimentation over there. But if you take this approach, I think you are going to be completely okay with this whole scenario. I have done that and it works very well. Um, Somebody says, my twin flame made contact and then left me on read once again. I want to be in union with him. How do I not scare him away? Okay. Most importantly, uh, what we have to understand over here is that your twin flame will check on you. Okay. If we want to see the ego mind part, that what is happening on another person's life, your twin flame will always check on you. If there is no contact period or whatever, it's not that they want to talk to you and they want to continue talking to you and establish that connection again. No, so many times it has happened with me that my twin flame connected to me. So I was in cloud nine, that oh my god, like he came back and he reconnected. So I really celebrated the day, only to figure out that from the next day again the guy is ghosting and again the things are back to normal. And I used to again get devastated so badly that oh my god, yesterday I was feeling that my life is back and everything is good, and again I'm back to square one. But in due course of time, what I realized is that he just wanted to check on me, that am I there, it's that they don't want you in their life because of whatever they are facing, or that non acceptance or denial or high vibrational energy that they feel in you. Whatever the reason is, they are not ready to be with you, or they are not really wanting to have a smoother communication with you. They are not in a position to do that, but they don't want to lose you either. So there will be some sort of a threshold in their life where they reach that threshold and they ping you, they say hi to you or whatever, and then when you talk back to them and then they feel peaceful that okay, this person is again feeling talking like a normal person, and then there is some small exchange of communication and gone. After that they will not respond to your messages. It feels very rude. On a human level you feel what sort of a person is this, like how dare he, how can he even treat me like this, and this is not the way to treat somebody, and this is so disrespectful. Like our ego will start coming out mm, very harshly on them. But in due course of time I understood this part, that okay, it is just that he wants to check that whether I am still there and I'm talking to him or not. Once that thing is acknowledged, he's just going again. As this is a spiritual journey, somewhere I had to come into this acceptance that okay, he is processing certain things, and this is also a good sign that he comes and goes, right? That means that there is something there in his head. He has not completely dropped me out, right? He feels this need to connect to me time to time. So I accepted that it's okay, probably right now he's not really in the state of maintaining that contact as a smooth contact. He just comes and goes. So I think it is just about you accepting that he needs that time. And as you are concluding that you don't want to scare him away, you are not scaring him away. It is just that he is not ready. So just give him that space, and don't judge him on that at all. Just hold that space for him in your heart, that okay, he comes and goes. It's very interesting the moment you start accepting your twin flame the way they are, including their weird behavior. So much shift will happen in your journey. The kind of energetic alignment you will get into with your twin flame is undescribable. But many times it's very difficult for us or our ego mind to overcome that. Our ego is always pulling us back into this dissection and blame game and resentment and expectation. But if you are able to release that and just hold space for your twin flame, see the kind of shift that will bring in your journey. So yeah. Shreya, you had asked another question: what efforts or actions I should take to reduce the mental attention I give to him? I think I already told you. I think that my answer sufficed all these questions. Um, um, RS is asking, what if my goal is union with my twin flame? He is currently married with 2 kids. His marriage has been without any intimacy since 15 years. I am widowed with 1 child. Um, you can definitely have that as your goal. However, I would not call that as a twin flame union. Okay, there is a huge difference between um, twin flame union is a very high vibrational union. So what you are feeling that you want to be married to him, or he needs to come out of his relationship and only then you can be in a conventional relationship with him, that can happen. I'm not knocking that out, but that's not something that we would call as a twin flame union. There is a huge difference over there. Why I'm saying that? Because when it comes to a twin flame union, it is a very high vibrational state of union. Most probably, there the karma between the two will not exist. Even the kind of relationship you have with each other will not be similar the way we normally have romantic relationships. Any romantic relationship you take right now in the current life, people have expectations from their partner, a certain rule book, certain do's and don'ts, certain decorum that you have to abide, fear of losing your partner, expectation of your partner being loyal to you. Of course, I'm not encouraging any polyamorous culture, but all these insecurities and fears are a part of our current romantic relationship template. So if you are expecting him to come out of his marriage and again get into another conventional relationship with you, it is just coming out of one karmic relationship and getting into another soulmate relationship. It could be just that. But if you are really paving your way forward into a spiritual progress, it may not necessarily look like a conventional romantic relationship, but your union will really start unfolding in a completely different and spiritual way. So, why I'm telling all these things? Only to put forward that twin flame union and the way it would look, and expectation of being getting into a relationship with your twin flame. These two are completely different things. It's important for you to understand that, so that you don't confuse things with that. um Another thing is, as you are saying that he's currently married with 2 kids, unless he decides to end that marriage, and there could be many reasons why he's still into that marriage, as there is no intimacy or whatever. According to you, it's not really healthy or it's not really working out, but still he is into that marriage. That means there is some sort of a karmic contract that he is into. So it's, when it comes to a twin flame union, your all karmic contracts will be dismantled because they got released. You can't forcefully end a karmic contract to be in union with your twin flame. So it's a question. I don't know his part of the story, but if that soul contract is going to be there, then somewhere you have to come to this acceptance that, okay, whenever that soul contract naturally comes to an end, only then there is a possibility to get into a conventional relationship with him. Either he has to, either his contract has exceeded and he doesn't have the courage to break it, or there is really a karmic entanglement which he needs to fulfill. Either of the scenarios is possible. So I would say that, yeah, I mean, hoping for that sort of a union is valid. I'm not saying that you should knock that out, but if you are holding everything else in your life only for that to happen, and getting stuck at this point that only he is married for 15 years and he's not able to come out of his marriage, and that's why you feel stuck in your life, then there might be some gray area over there which you need to look into. You don't have to hold your life necessarily for this. So yeah, I may not be completely accurate in what I'm saying because I'm not having all the details of your story, but this is what generically I feel. Um, okay, there are some people commenting, but I'm not sure what exact question is. So I'm skipping those, but I would answer those. I'll have to go through them a bit in detail. Somebody is asking, should I tell him he's my twin flame? I read before, don't tell your twin flame, it will interfere with your journey. Um, Initially, I used to tell people that don't tell your twin flame that they are your twin flame. I didn't tell mine. The reason being that I felt that I want that validation coming from my twin flame, that he feels that connection. And second thing is, it's not about the label, right? I never wanted to discuss what twin flames are and what their mission is with my twin flame. I was more interested in discussing the connection between us. That does he really feel that connection? That was the most important part to me, more than the label. So I never discussed the label twin flame with him. But in due course of our journey, he himself realized it, and he himself said to me one day that I feel that we are two souls in one body. So it was validated for me. I did not bring the label twin flame over there because what he was saying was exactly the same thing what I was experiencing with the label twin flame. So there was no need to bring that label into our discussion. However, I also feel that the timelines have changed. A lot of people are awakening pretty fast. Many people know what twin flame dynamic is. Many people wrongly know what twin flame dynamic is, but at least they have heard the term twin flame. So I think it's all about your heart. If your intuition is really telling you to discuss about it with your twin flame, you really feel like discussing it, you feel it as a calling, you can. There is no harm. But you have to be a little careful over there because once you tell them about twin flames, they might go on Google and they start searching, and then it's not in your control what sort of information they find. So if they land up in something which they should not read, which is wrong, they might go on some different tangent. So that's the only hazard I see over there. But you can convey them whatever you feel with the label. It's okay if you feel that as a calling. But if you ask me, is it really mandatory for you to tell it to them? No, not necessarily. You don't have to talk about the label necessarily. It doesn't matter. What matters is their realization that they have this soul connection with you. That realization, if they have, it's enough. You don't have to get into this mode of labeling things and discussing those. That's what I feel. Um, then Soumya is asking what would be the best tip or advice for completely silent journey? How can we make sure we are on the right path? Okay, when you are saying silent journey, I don't know exactly what you mean by silent journey, but silence can happen for many reasons, right? Silence can also happen that both the twin flames don't have any courage to talk to each other, and they are just postponing, or they are just refraining from confronting to each other. If that is what you are describing as a silence, then no, then I would call that as like both the twin flames running completely away from each other. So you be in that loop, that till somebody, either of you, breaks the ice, your next milestone is not going to happen, right? So that is one scenario. If you are saying that silence from both sides when you are both aligned with each other, that's okay. I mean, somewhere I feel that it will not happen that all the time you are 100% silent. No. If that is the case, that means there is something, some factor or some element in your journey that you are not looking into. This is what is my feeling. Um, there are different types of combinations when it comes to twin flame pair. There are some twin flames where their twin flame is in the 5D, right? They are not in the physical body. There are also some twin flames I have come across where they have understood that their twin flame is incarnated in the physical, but they haven't met them. So they have this 5D connection with the person, but they don't know where this person is on this planet. They know that that person is somewhere, but who that person is, where that person stays, all that information they don't have. For them it is a complete silent journey, right? Because all the communication is happening in 5D, all the guidance or whatever is there in their journey is happening through telepathy or through visions or through dreams. So technically there is a complete silence. But those who have physical twin flame, and there is a silence between them, somewhere I feel it's highly less likely that there will be no communication at all. Some communication, even like 0.001%, will be there once you complete a certain cycle or a certain milestone. This is what my understanding tells me, because that there is this specific pattern that you will complete a certain cycle, and then there will be something that takes place between both of you. And if not communication, then at least a physical presence, physical appearance, physical visual, visually appearing in front of each other, something, some connection point physically will be involved. This is what I feel. Um, so I can't completely answer your question because I'm not understanding when you say silence, what does it mean? Um, so the last part of your question, that how can we make sure that we are on the right path? Yes, that's a gray area over there, because your right path will always, like that whole connection disconnection or some connection point, when it arrives, that is an indication that okay, you are on a right path. But if that node is not coming in your journey, that means there is some gray area. This is what I feel. Something that I'm not saying that you're on the wrong path, but something that needs to get tweaked somewhere. um Somebody is asking the similar question, that how does the um, journey differ for those whose connection starts and is focused on the 5D from the beginning due to pre-awareness, and the 3D meeting comes later. I think mostly it differs with the level of awareness only, because they don't need the physical presence of their twin flame to activate them. They are probably all that activation does not need any sort of a physical presence of a twin flame. That happens on its own energetically, and they awaken. So that awakening, because, and as it's, you have rightly stated, it's a pre-awareness, like that person has probably worked quite hard in their previous life, so that awareness is already there. So the lessons that are related to their twin flames matrix scenario, they don't need to learn those lessons. Like these typical things people are going through, that, oh, he didn't respond me, he blocked me, he is with some third party. All these triggers or the set of lessons, I think these people who have the 5D connection, they don't need to go through all those lessons. So those lessons are completely bypassed for them. So they directly start becoming aware of this energy in the 5D. They don't have to go through all these third dimensional challenges or triggers. Probably their soul already passed those triggers or overcame those challenges in their past life. So they are at a much better level or a state to process their further journey. So once they are doing that, then their twin flame will meet them. So this is one perspective. I'm not saying that this is the only thing. There could be more reasons also that why their twin flame is meeting them later. But this could be one of the major reasons, that they don't need these basic lessons. Um, there are more things coming to me. I think I have to make a different video because it's a very interesting question. So I'll have to list. I mean, I'm not listing everything that is coming to me right now because I feel that it won't be the complete list. I really have to sit and see like what all could be the reasons for this. But what I said is came like first thing to me, that okay, this is one of the major reasons. So yeah, then okay, so I'm taking 2 3 questions more. um okay, Malika is having question in 3 parts. Part 1, why did I see identical twins everywhere all year after second separation with my twin flame? Probably because you were denying this connection or this person in some or the other way, and you probably were even aware that he is your twin flame, or you were kind of anticipating that this person is your twin flame, and that's why this identical twins everywhere was shown to you. Because without that awareness, that sort of a sign will not come. So you must be aware that this person might be your twin flame, but you had some sort of a denial or non-acceptance or some sort of a running in your heart. And probably because of that, the divine was trying to show you uh, that you have a twin and you have to accept that twin. That's what comes to me in first instance for the answer of your question, part 1. Then Malika is asking part 2. One evening, my eyes lost focus while I read the back of my juice box. When they came back into focus, there was an instruction to hold up to the mirror to check the code. The message said it's fine to use the mirror to check out your lovely grin. Please don't get confused and think you are not a twin. Yeah, I think you had sent this email to me also earlier with that picture, right? I still remember that. Um, it could be related to your journey. I'm not denying that, but I can't really exactly get the context over here. Um, Somewhere I feel that when there is a sign over there, it won't tell you information as a spoon feeding. So, for example, if you consider that somebody is trying to tell you that, oh, don't think this is like this or this is like that, that's kind of a spoon feeding. So, your guides are not going to spoon feed you. So, if you go by this particular principle that your guides are not going to spoon feed you, then you don't have to bother about this particular message in the way you are probably taking it. Your guides are not going to tell you such a information in such a way. That's what I feel. um Ashwini is asking, does God not want DM and DF to be physically together? I have deep betrayal wound from my DM. Okay, Ashwini, good question. Um, First, everybody needs to understand that universe is not doing any sort of a action or a conspiracy against us. Okay, many times it's very natural when we are in pain, we may feel that why universe is doing something like this to me, or universe is separating us. Universe is not separating us. It is just that um, the main reason why the two are physically not together, first is karma. Both of you or either of you are having some sort of karma to release, so you have to abide by the karmic contract that you have with all those souls with whom you have karma. Either because of that you are not physically together, or there is some sort of a spiritual healing or a progress from your past life that needs to be done. You need to come into your own zone, because see, it's not like just two lovers coming together and being together each other. We are talking about twin flame union. It's not like a normal romantic kind of a stuff. There is much more that is there. Twin flames are natural couples. Twin flames is a divine partnership which is very high vibrational. So when you come together, you will not have karma with anybody else or even between each other, right? So the reason why you are not coming physically together, because you are energetically disaligned. You still need to release a lot of wounds and negative belief systems which you are holding for yourself or your for your twin flame or for others. So as you are saying that you are still having this deep betrayal wound from your twin flame, you will have to release that, right? So it's not the universe that is keeping you separated. It is just our karma, our entangled energy, our belief systems, and our energy blocks that are keeping us away. Otherwise, it is as clear as laws of Newton, that every same vibrational frequency will attract each other and will merge with each other. It's a scientific law. There is nothing that can stop it, but there are things that are stopping it because there are energy blocks over there. So universe is not doing anything over here. It is just the energy dynamic over here and the karma, the law of karma. So stop blaming the universe. Stop putting things. And one thing I also want to say is, um, don't be in the victim consciousness. This is another very major mistake we all do. We keep ourselves find keep finding solace into becoming a victim, that oh poor me, why me, it only happens with me only, always universe always plays pranks with me. We are really enjoying our victimhood at times without even realizing it. So we have to mindfully come out of that victim consciousness. We are not here to be victims. We are spiritual warriors, we are light workers, we are volunteers. We are here to become soldiers and process whatever challenges that are thrown at us as soldiers, and come bright, shining like a light, healing people and spread love around each other along with our twin flame. Are you in that state of mind? That's the most important thing. So um, betrayal wound you have to work on, definitely. There will be some story why you got that betrayal wound, but somewhere, as I said earlier in this video, that you have to set this intention to come out of it, like figure out why you feel it and set the intention that I will figure out why I'm feeling this betrayal, and I will come out of it, and I'll be able to forgive my twin flame. You have to set that intention. Pratiksha Sharma is asking, can we make a third dimensional distance from him to make his awakening happen? Okay. Very alarming question. Okay. It's very natural for you to feel that he needs to awaken. This is a big misunderstanding. A lot of people have that once my twin flame awakens, then they will come back and our connection will run smoothly. No, not necessarily. Even I made that mistake. I used to feel that once my twin flame awakens, then he will pick my calls, he will come, everything will be so smooth and he will acknowledge everything. But that did not happen. Even after he was aware what our connection was, he still ran for many months. And that was a wake up call for me that, oh, I was thinking that after his awakening, he's going to come back, but that didn't happen. And that's how I started realizing that these two are completely different things. First is, it's not necessary every twin flame is going to awaken exactly the way you awaken. No, not necessarily. Second thing, even if they awaken, what is making them run is their internal disalignment energetically with you. So it's all about the energetic dynamic between you and him. If you are not aligning with each other, you are not going to be together. So or they are not going to come back. So what is the most crucial thing over here is your inner work. Are you coming to this state where you come into your own power, you hold your twin flame in your heart without judgment, without expectation, no resentment, no anger, nothing. There is a very, very great type of a spiritual progress that needs to happen in you also first. That is the only thing that is going to align you with him. And of course, once you start progressing on your path, he will also start progressing on his path. So it is nothing to do with his awakening. That is first thing I have to say. And when you are saying to make his awakening happen, we are nobody to awaken anybody. That's your ego talking that, okay, I want somebody's awakening, make happen. It's not in our control. Awakening is a divine phenomena. If his soul has planned that sort of awakening in his life, he will awaken. Such sort of awakening takes multiple lives of work to come to a life where you can actually awaken. So the soul is preparing for that sort of awakening for many, many lives, right? So it depends upon where his soul stands. Maybe he has not, he's already evolved more than you. So he is not chosen that sort of awakening in this life. He has just come here as an incarnated person only to facilitate your journey in this lifetime. So if you feel that once he awakens, then he's going to come back, or you will make his awakening happen, then that's your ego mind that is kind of seeing these things this way, but it doesn't work that way. So release this expectation that you will make his awakening happen. It's the divine's task who to awaken and who not to. It's nothing to do with us. And somewhere you need to realize that, okay, right now what this question you're asking is coming from your ego mind. It's not a soul based question. So you become aware that, okay, your ego is talking, and release that. Don't have that sort of expectation. If you want to make a 3D distance from him to work on yourself, to take space for yourself and do something in your life, that's perfectly okay. But if you want to distance from your twin flame only so that he awakens, that's your misconception. So that would not be a great idea to. Um, if naturally he is supposed to awaken, your separation will naturally happen. You don't even have to do anything for that. So yeah, I think that is all for today. I think I spoke for a lot of time. I don't know how much time has passed, but I think I have to stop the video now. And we will take the remaining questions in the next live session. I'm saving all the questions, so don't worry. The parting message is this that um, for the India retreat will happen in January 2025. You can fill the expression of interest forms if you want more updates that will unfold in the coming weeks for India retreat for Twin Flames. I would put that link of my form under this video after I close this session, so that anybody who wants to fill up the expression of interest form for India retreat Jan 2025, you can. So that's all for today. See you some other time. I hope this was a value add for many of you. Thank you so much. See you in some other video sometime. Bye.